Hi guys, today I'll be doing a guide of the best PlayStation 5 racing wheels and pedal bundles out there, and hopefully helping you if you're getting into sim racing for the first time or planning on upgrading your existing wheel. I've broken down the pricing into 3 categories, so entry level, mid-range and high-end, to accommodate a wide range of budgets to give you a better idea of what you can get for your money. Details for all the items I'll be showing are in the description below, including purchasing links. So let's start with how much you have to spend, so your budget, as this will dictate the options you have available to you. Plus, when looking, it's definitely worth checking out some of the websites selling used equipment like eBay, Facebook Marketplace and Amazon warehouse deals, where they have refurbished gear at pretty good prices. Obviously, the higher the budget, the better the wheel you can get, but if you're a casual racer who plans to just occasionally race, or someone who just wants to try out sim racing for the first time, then it may be better not to spend too much and go for a cheaper offering initially. Racing games wise, most are available cross-platform, but there are some games that are not available on the PS5 like iRacing and Forza Motorsport, but Forza Horizon 5 will be coming to the PlayStation 5 very soon. In terms of VR racing, you can get the PSVR 2 and race in VR on Gran Turismo 7, but virtual reality is limited to just Gran Turismo, with no other game supporting VR on the PS5 at this moment in time. But just to note, generally all racing wheels work on a PC, so if you also owned a gaming PC, you could get the PSVR 2 PC adapter, which allows you to play VR games on your PC like F1 2024. Now at the budget end of the market, so below $500, you've got the Logitech G29 racing wheel, which comes as a bundle with pedals. There's an optional shifter which can be bought separately, but there are some deals out there where you can buy the shifter with the wheel and the pedals as a bundle. It's compatible with a PS3, PS4, PS5 and a PC. It has dual motor force feedback, which is driven by gears and plastic cogs, providing 2.1 Newton meters of torque, which is not bad for an entry-level wheel. The racing experience at this entry level is good, with a 270mm wheel diameter, and although the gears are slightly loud, you can feel the force feedback from the track, bumps and curves, giving a good immersive racing experience. The paddle shifters have a great feel when racing, and depending upon the game you're playing, it can be used in conjunction with the clutch. Alternatively, as I've already mentioned, you can get the shifter as well, which does work well, but is nothing amazing, as it has more of a cheap plastic feel to it, and using the shifter with the clutch, you don't get any biting point sensation as you would in a real car, so in that respect, it lacks realism. Pedals generally have a good feel, being nice and responsive, which adds to the realism of the whole racing experience. In terms of alternatives, Logitech did release the G923, which is the successor to the G29, which gives slightly more torque and provides true force. The design and performance of the G923 isn't too dissimilar to the G29, with the addition of true force, which is supported on a small selection of games. The pedals are literally identical, with the only difference being the brake pedal, where it has a variable pitch spring instead of a linear spring to improve the braking experience. Price wise, it's slightly more expensive, but I wouldn't personally recommend this as an upgrade, as the racing experience is very similar to the G29. Logitech also do a racing adapter, allowing you to mix and match with their newer pro racing gear. So if you wanted to upgrade at a later stage, you'll be able to use the Pro Racing pedals or the RS shifter and handbrake with the G29 and the G923, but ecosystem wise, it's minimal. There are also a number of third-party mods that can be done on the G29, like changing the wheel, upgrading the paddle shifters, to upgrading the brake pedal, and even adding a telemetry display. I've made a couple of videos on this, and I'll leave links to them in the description below if you wanted to check them out. It's a pretty cool way to mod the wheelbase, but cost wise, if you get a couple of mods plus the G29, for that price you might as well get a direct drive wheelbase, so not really worth it in the long run. A big step up in the entry level price range would be to go for the Thrustmaster T598. which has a direct axial drive motor, which they say is the next gen in direct drive motors, providing efficient cooling and zero cogging technology. This removes the notchy feel that can occur in traditional direct drive motors. It costs just under $500. In terms of Thrustmaster's ecosystem, they do have peripherals like shifters and handbrakes and a selection of wheels and pedals, so some good options if you wanted to upgrade in the future. Around the mid-range price, so $500 to $1,000. First up, we've got Thrustmaster's TGT II, which is a dual belt drive system for smooth gaming without any dead zones, costing just under $800. It features a 40-watt brushless motor that's equivalent to 6 Newton meters. It's a good mid-range offering, but using technology that's been out for a number of years now. Price-wise, it's not cheap, so personally I'd say you're better off going for a direct drive wheelbase like the Fanatec GT Pro, which is compatible on a PS4, PS5, together with it being Xbox compatible, but you'd have to get a specific Xbox wheel to get that support. It has a direct drive wheelbase, meaning it's essentially a motor on which you can mount your steering wheel, which gives you strong, incredibly smooth and detailed force feedback. There's two bundle options for this, so a 5 Newton meter bundle, which is just under $750, and the other one has 8 Newton meters, which is just under $850. Both bundles come with the CSL pedals, which has a brake and accelerator, but you can buy the optional clutch pedal or a load cell brake. The racing experience on the GT Pro is really good, with it being very smooth, refined, giving a lot of detail from bumps, curbs, and the track itself. The wheel has a 280mm diameter, with the experience between this and Logitech's entry-level offerings being literally like night and day. You can feel the force feedback accurately from the track as you're going around corners with it, feeling very realistic. Torque levels are very strong compared to the budget Logitech range of wheels, and I'd say it's definitely worth investing a little bit more and getting the 8 Newton meter option. Onto Fanatec CSL pedals, and they feel great. They have a solid feel made from heavy steel with no sideways play. The accelerator is nice and smooth, with the brake having a stiffer spring combined with the PU foam dampener, providing more of a realistic progressive feel. In terms of ecosystem, Fanatec is excellent, with a good selection of wheels, pedals, together with handbrakes and a dual purpose shifter covering both H pattern and sequential shifting. In the high-end range, so over $1,000, there's the Logitech G Pro Racing Wheel and Pro pedals. The bundle comes with a wheel and wheelbase, and you'll need to purchase the pedals separately, costing just under $1,150. But if you use my discount code, which is Geek Street on Logitech's website, you can get an additional discount, taking the price to $1,091. Compared to the entry-level Logitech racing wheels, this is a big step up, providing 11 Newton meters of torque. The racing experience is really impressive, with it being really smooth and refined, where you can feel the force feedback accurately from the track as you're going around corners and feeling very realistic. The wheel has a 300mm diameter, with the wheelbase featuring True Force, where you experience the in-game physics, road conditions and motor vibrations. This adds an extra level of immersion, where you can feel the vibrations coming through to your sim frame, and seriously, this feels so good. In comparison, this is one of the major differences between the Pro wheel and other direct drive racing wheels out there. When you've spent some time racing with True Force on and flip over to a direct drive wheel without True Force, it actually feels very strange, with it feeling empty in a way. So seriously, it's a game changer, which is what I love about it. Ecosystem wise, it's quite small, with Logitech only recently introducing a wheel hub, allowing you to have a round or track wheel, with other wheels coming in the future. There's also an RS shifter which doubles up as either a handbrake or sequential shifter, but there's no upgraded H pattern shifter, which is a bit of a shame. Logitech's offering is more of a plug and play option without the level of granular customization offered by brands such as Fanatec, but nevertheless a good option to go for. This brings us nicely onto Fanatec's offering, which is the GT Extreme, which comes in a bundle with a wheelbase and a wheel. You'll need to purchase your pedals separately, so in this instance I'd go for the Club Sport Pedals V3, so the total price comes in at just under $1,800. The wheel has a 300mm diameter, with the wheelbase providing a maximum of 15 Newton meters of torque, providing a much higher level of force feedback than Logitech's Pro wheel. But in all honesty, for most people 15 Newton meters is probably a bit over the top, with 9 to 10 Newton meters being enough for most people. Over to the pedals, and these feel so good with them feeling precise underfoot with no flex on them. The clutch feels good when using it, and the brake pedal with the 90 kilogram load cell works really well and feels more precise, feeling solid and rigid, giving a realistic braking experience. The accelerator feels smooth and retracts back really well when transitioning to the brake pedal. The cool thing here is that you have vibration motors on the brake and accelerator, adding to the realism. So for example, on the throttle pedal, which indicates rear wheel and oversteer, and on the brake pedal it simulates ABS and indicates locking tires. With this, you've got the advantage of Fanatec's large ecosystem with an excellent selection of accessories, plus you've got a lot of granular adjustability, so a real pro wheel, perfect if you're someone who likes to tweak the settings. In terms of other brands like Moza, for example, there are third-party adapters that you can get that can provide console support on a PlayStation, like the Resolution 2 from Brook. It works reasonably well, but the experience isn't consistent between games, so not something I generally recommend using, as it's best to go for a wheel that natively supports PlayStation for the best experience. So there you have it, you've come to the end of another video, and I hope it's helped anyone looking to get a racing wheel for their PlayStation 5. So which wheel would you choose and why? Details for all the items I've shown are in the description below, including purchasing links. And if you have any questions on this, then let me know in the comments below. For those of you who got to the end of this video, please leave a comment with PS5 Racing, as it's awesome to see who's got to the end of my video, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Follow me on all my socials. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to be notified of my next release. Thanks for viewing, and see you in the next one.